This time it's not 2 yet. It's 1:50 currently. And I'm up playing Resident Lover. Cassandra says, from the top. Internally you groan. Again? You'd finished your lines a second ago. The two of you have been reading lines for the past 3 hours. You are reading for Romeo while Cassandra reads for the other characters in all the scenes in order to help you fall into the role better. You're feeling a bit tired and thirsty, your voice starting to go hoarse. You guessed that Cassandra would be intense, but even this is more than you had expected. She's not lost any of her energy, still going strong since the morning. How's your energy looking? Yay, more lines again. Can we take a break? I'm tired. Alright, let's get the show on a road. We're gonna be like, yay, more lines. Are you being snarky with me? Seriously? You can take that attitude and throw it in the trash. There's no place for it here. In love. Out of love. Out of her favor where I am in love. Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof. If you don't know, consult your diary. Okay, which one out of the last one? Alas, that its love so tyrannous is proof. Alas, that love whose view is muffled still, should without eyes but see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate, O anything of nothing first create? O heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep, that is not what it is. This love I feel, that feel no love in this. That feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh? No, 'cause I rather weep. No, cause. I rather weep. There's a knock on Cassandra's door. She pauses and puts her script down, quickly smoothing down the wrinkles on her shirt, though there are none, and pushing a strand of hair back into place. Is she expecting someone? Who is she getting ready for this way? And, oh, are you getting jealous? But you don't own a monopoly on her time, nor her friendship. You try and push those ugly feelings away, yet still hold your breath when she opens the door. Hello? There are 3 women standing outside the door. You recognize 2 of them from the auditions. Are they here to talk about the play with Cassandra? OMG, Cassandra! She squeals in a high... OMG, Cassandra! She squeals in a high pitch that makes your ears hurt. Cassandra must have ears of steel, for she does not even wince despite the close range. We're so excited to be working on this play with you! Totally excited, she nods her head. We're ready to dedicate our bodies to long hours of rehearsal. She bats her eyes. Why did that tone sound so salacious? You don't like that. Just say the word and we're at your every beck and call. She leans forward, coyly wrapping a strand of hair around her finger. I'm so happy to be working with you on this. I've heard about your productions, and this is such a great opportunity to help catapult us into stardom by your side. I'm glad you're all excited for this. I will let everyone know through email and what the next steps will be. Cassandra seems unfazed by this sort of behavior. She's probably used to dealing with people who only care about the fame her name brings. You can just text us. Here are our numbers. She slips over a slip of paper with their numbers on it. Cassandra takes it without looking and places the paper into her pocket. Thank you. Look forward to my emails. I have to get back to reading lines now. Cassandra pointedly stresses the word emails. It seems to go right over the fan's head. Practicing already? Wow, you're really intense when it comes to theater. You must be intense in other ways, too. She gives a wistful sigh. That I am. The 3 girls all giggle. You can feel unease sitting heavily in your stomach. At least one of them is hitting on Cassandra. Right in front of you. You know Cassandra has a reputation for being flirty, but seeing it happen in real time hits differently. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish up with Romeo. Who's Romeo for the play? The 3 of them crane their heads in and notice you. You don't miss the flash of scorn on one of their faces. On one of their faces. You wiggle your fingers in awkward greeting. Hello. I don't know you, and like, I know everyone. Why is some unnamed freshie playing Romeo? You can do better, Cassandra. That sets your teeth on edge. Who does this woman think she is to be behaving so rudely to you? What do? You don't have to prove yourself. Just let them think what they want. I picked them for the part of Romeo because they are worthy of it. The three girls look ashamed to have insulted you now, and you feel a glow of warmth inside you at Cassandra defending you. Anyways, we should get going now. We have a class soon. They all wave goodbye and Cassandra closes the door on them. She turns to look at you and notices the dour expression that you fail to hide. What's wrong? I mean, at the beginning I did say I just wanted to work tech, so maybe I shouldn't play the part of Romeo. Don't think that. They're just jealous and they don't have the role. I think I'm gonna go and get lunch. I'm hungry and thirsty. Cassandra glances at her phone. I keep forgetting that time flies when you're having fun. She smiles at you. Go eat. I'll see you soon, my star. Her calling you my star will never cease to make your chest feel warm. You bid her a goodbye and leave her dressing room. You make it through the backstage area, only getting lost once in the maze of it, when a hand reaches around the corner and grabs you. You yelp, but no one is around to hear it. You come face to face with none other than the stands from before. Rebecca scoffs. Who do you think you are, getting preferential treatment from Cassandra? We've been her #1 fan since forever ago because she's so gorgeous and talented, and a leech like you just attaches itself to her side with no shame. You're so ugly too, like ew, I bet you can't even brush your teeth. She jabs a finger at your shirt. You should be embarrassed to be anywhere next to Cassandra with those clothes. What lame insults. But you know the threat behind them is real. Defend yourself? Okay. Really? Okay is all you have? All three of them. Not only are you ugly and poor, you're also stupid. What do you even want from me? Isn't it obvious? Stay away from her and the show. And we won't bother you. Simple enough. Why does it bother you so much that I'm playing Romeo? If you try and get rid of me, they'll just find another Romeo to play the role. Rebecca scoffs. I would take your place. Her lackeys nod their head. It seems she is the head honcho of this weirdo club. She is a much better actress than you, so we're giving you a choice. Either you can resign quietly or we will ruin you. They look serious and slightly psychotic. What can you do? What can you do? Don't back down. If you think I'm gonna give up so easily, you're mistaken. I'm gonna stay by Cassandra's side as Romeo, and you're not gonna scare me away. You should have given up when you had the chance. Get ready, because this isn't gonna end well for you. They turn on their heels and walk away. You watch them go, rage and hurt swirling inside of you. You'd never expected to find yourself in You never expected to find yourself in such a situation, but you do. All you can do is remain strong now and hope the situation blows over soon. That is a low-rise skirt that one was wearing. You toss and turn at night, unable to sleep. When you do fall asleep, it's fitful, filled with feelings of distress. You finally give up on sleep at 2 a.m. and pull out your phone. You look at it before opening up the chat function and messaging Cassandra. You need some comfort, and you know she won't be asleep at this hour. Your roommates, while great people, are sleeping right now. Daniela is snoring, drool coating her pillow. Angie is mumbling, "Hey, Macarena," in her sleep, dancing to some music only she can hear. Cassandra, what's up? You send the message to Cassandra and immediately get a response back. Hey, you're not sleeping now? Late night project? Does she ever not text in all caps? All caps? You wonder to yourself before typing a response. Just wanted to see what you were up to. Sorry, I didn't mean to text you. Can I ask you something? Just wanted to see what you were up to. It's literally how I text. Obviously not sleeping. Look, I know you told me not to worry about those stands of yours, but I am. Why? They're hotter than me. They threatened me if I didn't leave the role. What if they hurt you? They threatened me if I didn't leave the role. They did? When and how? I'm gonna have a word with them. They can't do that. Since you're up, do you want to come over to my apartment? We could talk. You bolt up in bed, eyes go wide. An invitation to Cassandra's place? You type back a quick yes and jump out of bed, quickly getting changed. She texts you her address and you show up in front of her on-campus apartment a few moments later. Nervous, you ring the doorbell, a symphony of crickets keeping you company as you wait. A light goes on inside and the door opens to reveal Cassandra on the other side. Come on in. You follow her up the stairs to the second floor of the building. She takes you inside her apartment. The kitchen, living room, and dining room are all one big room with open walls. There's a door ajar that leads to a blue-tiled bathroom and a shut door that must lead to the bedroom. Wow, this is a nice place. Thank you. I decorated it all myself. You look at the decor. There's playbills framed on the walls along with posters of famous actors and actresses. There's potted plants taking up space on the windowsills and the coffee table. Comfy blankets and pillows are placed on the couch. There are a few brown throw rugs on the floor. It looks very homely. Not something you would have expected of Cassandra. She had a very big personality. You had expected bright colors and loud prints. Maybe even the whole place decked out like Hollywood in gold and black. Make yourself comfortable. Then we can talk. You sit down on the biggest couch and pull the blanket over yourself. Cassandra busies herself in the kitchen. You watch her, admiring her as she works. And when she's done, she brings you a steaming mug of hot cocoa. Hot chocolate makes everything better. She takes a seat next to you. I'm surprised this doesn't have any caffeine in it. Mine does, but I figured you wouldn't want some in yours. So spill. We can talk about what's bothering you, or we can talk about something else. What do you want to talk about? Talk about something else, or request something else. Can we do something else? Like what? I don't know. Maybe watch a movie? Sure. Let me turn on one of my favorite movies of all time. Is it Titanic? Why would you think that? You have a framed movie poster of it over the doorway. Cassandra shakes her head. I was in love with one of those actors when I watched it. Rose was how I found out I was into women. Then what is your favorite movie? With a secretive smile, Cassandra pops in the DVD and hops onto the couch next to you, wrapping the other half of the blanket around herself. Your eyes go wide when you see what appears on the screen. Legally Blonde? It's such a good film. I thought you'd be more into like avant-garde films, the ones with limited screenings that play in different languages. Cassandra wrinkles up her nose. Does anyone actually like those? They're so pretentious. She pauses, curious. What's your favorite film? I don't have one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Or any action film. We're talking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, like, cheer up, Charlie. Don't you cry. Yeah, okay. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That movie always makes me want to crave candy. The two of you watch the movie together. Cassandra begins to quote the movie line for line until you have to shush her so you can enjoy the movie in peace. She gets up halfway to make microwave popcorn, and the two of you devour it all within minutes of it being made. The two of you watch the movie together. You devour all the popcorn, yeah. Eventually, you begin to feel relaxed. And the lack of sleep is starting to catch up with you. Your eyes begin to droop, and you don't try and stop them. It's 2:10. I'll edit some scream over that. A loud shout pulls you out of sleep. The movie has ended now, and the screen is blank. So, it couldn't have been the movie. What caused that noise? Your heart is racing in your chest, and you look over to check on Cassandra. She'd fallen asleep. This is the first time you'd ever seen her asleep. She doesn't look peaceful. Her face scrunches up, and she flails out a leg that almost hits you. Then, she screams again. Okay, my husband sleepwalks, and I know for a fact that if somebody's having night terrors, you're not supposed to wake them up, because it kind of puts you in danger, because they might turn on you. So it's best to just let them figure it out. And if they're sleepwalking and you can talk to them, don't wake them up, just like guide them back to sleep. She screams once more, and then jerks awake, panting hard. She looks around wildly, as if confused by where she is. Are you okay? Sorry. She's stuttering. She must be badly shaken. Her cheeks are flushed as if she's embarrassed by all this. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm worried about you. What happened? Cassandra runs a hand through her hair and swallows loudly. She doesn't look at you as she speaks. I have a nightmare disorder. whenever I go to sleep, I only have unpleasant dreams. It gets really bad sometimes. I can scream my head off when I sleep or kick and punch anyone around me by accident. It's why my mom got me my own apartment, so that I don't wake up roommates with my screaming. That better be one soundproof apartment. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry it's like that. Is there anything I can do that can help? Is there anything that can help? Cassandra chuckles ruefully. Not sleeping helps. That's why I chug all that caffeine. I stay awake as long as I can, and then when my body can no longer take it, I fall asleep. And because I'm so tired out, I don't have nightmares then. Today, I didn't mean to fall asleep, but it was so comfy by your side. Maybe a doctor might help. None of them have. It's just something I have to live with. Did trauma cause the nightmares? Maybe it's a form of PTSD. Cassandra shakes her head no. No, I just got the unlucky end of a stick. It could be worse. She looks at the clock. Well, it's time for me to go to my 7 a.m. class. You're free to stay here until then, but I have to go. You don't like leaving the conversation like this. It's a sensitive and important topic. You feel like you got a glimpse of Cassandra that she tries to hide from others. She packs up her books into her shoulder bag, still not looking at you. I won't tell a soul about this. Thanks. It's just embarrassing. I feel like a 5-year-old that has to ask mom and dad to check for monsters under the bed. It's nothing to be embarrassed by. She shoots you a grateful smile, but it's clear she wants this topic dropped. So you drop it for now. I'll see you later, okay? This weekend we're officially going to start our rehearsals, so get ready to be up early. She leaves the apartment, and you decide you might as well too. You turn off the TV, fold the blanket, and wash the dishes. Then you head back to your dorm. Daniela is up at this time. She's in the middle of doing calf stretches when she sees you come in. She was working out. Someone was busy last night. Who's the lucky person? She winks at you and you blush. You will most certainly not be sharing with her what happened with Cassandra. Nothing much. Went to bed, woke up, and remembered I had something unfinished left to do, so I raced over to the library. Sure. Keep your secrets then. We'll find out one way or another. You roll your eyes at her. I don't ask about your personal love life. That's because I overshare it. Please don't. Act 2, Scene 3. I might have skipped a scene. It's fine. Not much happened. I don't think. Ever since that night, you and Cassandra have been hanging out at her place. Often. At her place. Sometimes after class, she'll invite you over for hot chocolate and a movie, or popcorn and a TV show, or a drink and card games. And sometimes you'll invite yourself over and talk with her for hours about anything and everything. The hours go by so quickly that you find it's 2 or 3 in the morning when you next look at the clock and you have to run back to the dorms to get some sleep before class. On a few occasions, you stay so late at her apartment she'll tell you to sleep over. And you do. The first time it happens... Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I'm fine with the couch, honestly. And I'm telling you, you can take my bed. It's not getting any use lately, and it's probably feeling really lonely right now. Sleeping in her bed? That kind of seems like a big deal. But she's treating it as if it's not, so maybe it really is okay. You feel nervous and anxious for some reason. Will you even be able to sleep in her bed? She takes you to the bedroom and opens up the door to reveal a simple room with a bed and drawers. Indeed, the bed looks as if it were untouched for decades. The sheets are green with white floral accents, and there are many pillows to snuggle into. I'll wake you up before class, so don't worry about setting an alarm. You thank her, and she closes the door on you. You wash up a bit in the bathroom next door and change into the overnight shirt she lent you. It smells like her, like coffee and vanilla spice. Vanilla spice. Like cinnamon vanilla? You dive into her bed, sudden exhaustion taking over. You sink into the pillows and begin to dream. You're so adorable. I envy how you sleep so easily. You wake up to the sound of a door closing. Disoriented, you look around, but you're the only one in the room. You swear you heard Cassandra's voice saying that to you, but she couldn't have because she's not here. You shake your head to clear your thoughts and you decide to get up. You make your bed and open the door to the room, finding her on the other side. Good morning. I was just about to wake you up. How'd you sleep? Great, thanks. Awful. I would have slept better if I had someone else in that bed to join me. Great, thanks. Awful. I would have slept better if there was someone next door to join me. Oh, really? She waggles her eyebrows. Like who? That's for me to know, and you'd find out. Can't do that on an empty stomach. Let's eat. I made breakfast. The two of you have a quick breakfast of toast and jam. No one said Cassandra was a 4-star chef, but the fact that she made you something makes you feel cared for and special. The two of you leave to head back to the main campus. You have class half an hour after hers start, so you figure you'll go to the library and catch up on some work. Spending so much time with Cassandra has been getting in the way of your studying, and you can't afford to let your grades slip. Do you mind if we stop for some coffee on the way? Didn't you already have some like 5 minutes ago? That one doesn't count. You head into the coffee shop and see Elena behind the register. The usual? Yep. She turns to you. Do you want anything? Do you want anything? Yeah, I need the caffeine. We were up late. You order a coffee as well. Cassandra goes off to the side to make a quick call. Leaving you with Elena as she starts to make the drinks. She gives you a look up and down. So, for all your bluster, it happened. I do suppose I owe you a congratulations. No one has ever tamed her before. What do you mean? You, wearing her shirt. You look down at your shirt, not understanding the implication at first, and then it dawns on you. Your cheeks heat up. No, that's not what happened. She let me borrow her shirt to sleep over at her place. Nothing happened. Uh-huh, sure. I'm serious, we're friends. I don't think she would even ever date me. I'm sure she has all these girls hitting her up all the time and flirting with her. She has no time for such things with me. Elena gives you a confused look. What do you mean? Aren't the two of you dating? Dating? You lower your voice before Cassandra hears you. Dating? It's been months, and the two of you are still together. You are ever increasingly more confused. Don't friendships usually work like that? That you're friends with someone for a while? Now Elena is increasingly more confused. Cassandra isn't friends with people. The only reason she's friends with me is because I'm straight. But not for her lack of trying to get me to experiment with the fairer sex, or lack of me strongholding her into a friendship when she learned that I was straight. I'm her only friend. You're not her friend. You can't be. Is it that hard to believe that we're just friends? You're not straight, so you can't be. And how would you know that? Daniela told me. You're embarrassed and upset. Oh my god, that woman overshares everything. You have no idea. Each time she comes here, I find out a whole new person's life story. I should start writing biographies. I could make so much money off it. Going back to my earlier point, this proves the two of you can't just be friends. She hasn't even gone on a single date with anyone else since a month ago. Your eyes go wide at this. Since a month ago? That was when your bi-weekly hangouts started happening. Has Cassandra truly not gone on one-night stands with other people in the meantime? Suddenly, Cassandra's comment about her bed not getting any action recently makes a lot more sense. It isn't just because she doesn't sleep. Your cheeks turn red. Bright red. Oh, well, I didn't know that about her, but I swear to you, we're not dating. Elena's eyes go wide. She seems to be in disbelief. She almost drops the order she's working on. Oh. Well, that is unexpected. Unexpected indeed. What are the two of you talking about? Cassandra finished her call and walked up behind you. She has no idea what you and Elena were just talking about. Nothing! Ever since that incident, you've been hyper aware of Cassandra. Elena's words have given you thought, but you just can't seem to figure out if what she said is true or not. Cassandra treats you normally. She is simply her usual flirty, even less flirty than before, to be honest, and charming self. So, what is Elena seeing that you're not? Maybe you should put some distance between you and Cassandra. You don't want to get your hopes up, only for them to be crushed. Hey, you coming over? She shared her location with you. You stare at the text message for a long time as you lie in bed. Having woken up from a brief midday nap, it pains you to do this, but you have to say no. Sorry, not today. I've been slacking on my work and I have midterms coming up. I'm stressed. No problem. See you soon. You let out a sigh of relief and settle into your bed. Hopefully Cassandra won't be too offended. You'll still see her when practice for the play starts, but it'll be in a more professional capacity there, so you won't have to worry about feelings getting in the way. You hope. You spend 2 weeks like this, turning down Cassandra's offers to hang out by citing too much work and stress as a reason. You feel bad about turning her down, but you need some space to clear your head. Elena's words don't give you any peace. Maybe you should speak with Elena? Ask her to clarify what she meant? You're about to leave your empty dorm room. Angie's at some friend's house for dinner, and Danny's at the skate park with the bros. Upon doing so, you find Cassandra right outside your dorm room, hand raised as if she was about to knock. Hi. You're shocked to see her here. Hi. I heard you were stressed with finals. I came to help. How do you know where I live? Daniela told me. I swear she tells everyone everything. She's my sister. She actually didn't want to tell me. She was being really stubborn, but I bribed her with a new board. I guess my friendship is worth less than a skateboard. Don't worry about it. She really likes you as a roommate. Says you're cool when you're not busy being a nerd. I am not a nerd. Sure. So if you're not a nerd, that means you're not studying right now and you can come with me. Before you can protest, she grabs you by the wrist and pulls you out of the dorm room. Where are we going at this hour? To a party? There are other things to do than go to parties at this hour. You'll see. You let her lead you along the campus to an area that has a small pond. Spread in front of you is a blanket and a bottle of wine. What's this? A break? I figured you could use one. The area is dark, far away from campus lights and surrounded by trees and the nighttime sounds of crickets. You can't even hear the noise of a car passing by. It's secluded and peaceful. She tugs you down to the blankets and opens up the wine before handing you a filled glass. She clinks her glass with yours. I stole this wine from my mother's prized wine collection. If she ever finds out what I did, she'll disown me, so don't say a word. I don't even talk to your mother. You've seen Cassandra's mother around the campus. She leaves a trail of reverent and starstruck students wherever she goes. You can see where Cassandra got her charm from. She's Professor Alcina Dimitrescu. She teaches women in art this semester. If you took her class, you would. I almost took that class. Be glad you didn't. She's a harsh grader because she knows what she likes. You take a sip of wine, eyes going wide. She has good taste. Cassandra acts affronted. Hey, I'm the one who picked the vintage. I have good taste too. You offer a conciliatory. You offer a conciliatory smile. Yes, you do. I also brought you out here to view the stars. Have you been stargazing before? No, I never really have time to ponder the stars. I love to do it all the time. When I come out here at night and look at them, it helps me relax. Lie down. She pats the blanket invitingly. The two of you lay down and look up into the inky blackness. The stars wink down at you, specks of light millions of miles away. You let the comfort and calm of the night sink in, relaxing you. You let your worries and stress leach out into the darkness, to be forgotten by the time daybreak arrives. Cassandra lies quietly next to you, hands crossed over her stomach. You refrain from looking at her for as long as you can, but you can't help it, and turn to find that she's looking at you instead. What? Do I have something on my face? Yes. You touch your face, trying to find the problem. What is it? Is it a bug? I will scream if it's a bug. Cassandra chuckles. No, it's not that. She turns away from you and looks up at the sky, smiling privately to herself. You're really not going to tell me? Nope. You huff. Rude. Cassandra laughs at this and then mumbles something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like... so adorable. But you don't get a chance to ask her because she's speaking. Would you like to learn about the constellations? I spent way too much time learning about them, and now I must burden you with the knowledge too. I thought I was coming out here to take a break from learning, not to learn more. I promise I'll make it interesting. She rises up to her feet. I'll do a dramatic rendition of the tales behind these constellations, such as the one behind Ursa Major or the Hunter. Clearing her throat and gesticulating with her hands, she begins acting. Cassandra's acting is always a joy to watch, so you let yourself become comfortable and quickly grow drawn into her story. She takes on the role of multiple characters, changing her voice and stance to make the roles more believable. You almost forget about the outside world and where you are for a little bit. When she finally finishes, you clap loudly for her and she takes a bow. See? Not boring at all. She's slightly breathless from all the work. Not boring at all. It's always so much fun to hang out with you. Then, why have you been avoiding me? This causes you to freeze. Ah. She knows. Did Danny tell her this too? Slightly panicked, you answer. What do you tell her? I have been avoiding you. Did Danny tell you this? I'm not avoiding you. I'm just busy. Alright, I just wanted to check. Because it felt so abrupt, I thought I did something wrong. She gives a sheepish laugh. Thank you for this night. It's been wonderful, really. It's my pleasure. Next time, you have to share something with me. Deal? Like what? Cassandra shrugs. I don't know, something you enjoy and don't share with others too much. What do you say? I enjoy painting. Care to see some of my art? I can devour 30 chili dogs in under a minute. Want to see me do it? I like to ice skate, but no one I know likes it. Want to go with me? Okay, that one's hilarious, but not the vibe. Enjoy painting, care to see my art, or I like to skate, but no one I know likes it. Want to go with me? I mean, I've never been ice skating, so I'm gonna pretend like I do. I have 2 left feet when it comes to that, and I don't want to hurt myself. I'll come up with something else then. Sure thing, it's a day hangout. She gives an embarrassed smile as if she hadn't meant to fumble those words. You arch your brow, but don't color out on it. You don't want to make your feelings any more confused over here. See you then. Intermission. Intermission. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Part 1. You need me to do what? Take my car into the repair shop. We spent last night doing donuts in the parking lot and, well, the car didn't like that. I would go, but I promised my friend I would be on her flip cup team and we're starting soon. Why can't you just take the car yourself later? Or, like, not go to the party and take it now? Please, I'll pay you. I just know you're the more responsible one. Angie. At that moment, her phone rings. She picks it up, not apologetic at all. That's my friend. I gotta go now. See you later. Keys are on my desk. She runs out and leaves you to deal with her mess. Angie wants you to go to the mechanic shop? I don't even know anything about cars. There's only one in town. Uncle Heisen's Mechanics. I think you should go. Why? Daniela has a wide, all-knowing grin on her face. Trust me on this. Why do I get the feeling both you and Angie are trying to set something up? Daniela shrugs innocently. I have no idea what you're talking about. Curious now, you decide you might as well see whatever harebrained scheme they're up to. Fine, I'm going, but I don't like the scheming. Who's scheming? No one's scheming. Seriously, spending all that time with Cassandra has given you a flair for the dramatics. Ah, so this has something to do with Cassandra. No, seriously, you need to go out and touch some grass. Come back to reality. Grumbling, you give up and snatch up the keys. There's no use arguing with Daniela. She will not give an inch. You go outside and inspect Angie's car in the parking lot. It looks fine, except for the fact that it is missing the front bumper and the rear view mirrors. Tuh, donuts my ass. The heck was Angie doing last night? You get inside the car with some trepidation, moving aside empty vodka bottles from the driver's seat. Don't drink and drive. You turn the key and the car starts with a groan. It gives a wheeze and you slowly pull out of the parking lot. You use your phone to search up Heisen's shop and drive out, praying you'll get to the shop in one piece. The drive is not far, only 20 minutes from the campus. You pull up to his garage. It looks very steampunk, with rusted front sign and a graveyard of car parts littering the front. There's a car held up on lifts with the entire underside emptied out, gutted like some kind of beast. You park the car in an empty spot. in the 3-spot parking lot. You enter his shop and are blasted with the smell of motor oil and grease. You wrinkle up your nose in distaste. You feel like you'll need a shower as soon as you'll get home. And you haven't even touched anything. There's an older gentleman standing behind the counter. He's got a gray beard, gray hair falling into his eyes, and black shades on. His white shirt is covered in grease stains. You take a look at all the car parts and oils and cleaners and covers on offer behind him and feel overwhelmed and out of place. How can I help you? You lost? Took a wrong turn somewhere? No, I'm supposed to be here. Angie needs her car fixed. I don't know if she told you. Angie, yeah, she called me ahead of time. I'll take it in, don't worry about it. He leaves to go get the car and you stay inside, tapping your hands on the counter as you wait. Uncle Hyson, I need a monkey wrench. You turn around wide-eyed when you no one else but Cassandra enter the shop from behind a pair of door flaps. You almost don't recognize her for a moment. She's wearing overalls, stained black in some places, with her hair done up in a bun with a hat on her head that reads Uncle Hyson's Mechanics. Excuse me, her hair is down, maybe in a half up, and there is no hat. What are you doing here? Cassandra is just as shocked, but her expression morphs into a grin. Well, hello to you too. I help out my uncle on the weekends sometimes. Your uncle? Cassandra looks amused. Heisenberg is my uncle, yeah. You fix cars? Cassandra chuckles. A bit slow today, huh? Just surprised? I never expected you to work on cars. Too dirty for an actress of prestige like me. She places a hand to her chest and affects an arrogant pose playfully. I didn't know you liked cars. You feel dumb saying this, but you're just so shocked. And understanding of why Angie and Danny wanted you here dawns on you. Those meddlers. Don't trust that I can fix a car? Come on, I'll show you. She gestures in a come hither motion, and you follow. The two of you move past the door flaps in the back and into the repair part of the shop. There are 2 cars here. A toolbox is lying next to the gray Honda Civic. I'm working on this one. I fixed up the wiring inside and replaced the air filtration system so the AC unit would work. Would work. You furrow your brow. You don't do car lingo. That wasn't even like hard car lingo. Uh-huh. I can see that bores you. She gives a laugh. Why are you here? She goes back to the car where the hood is propped open and you watch her. She cleans up some of the dirt from the inside, along with a few leaves that have somehow gotten under the hood. You can't help but think how surprisingly good she looks in overalls. And with the sleeves of an old ragged white t-shirt rolled up, you can see her biceps are defined. Must be from lugging that toolbox around all weekend. You shake your head, trying to refocus yourself. Cassandra has just said something. You have to answer her. What was it she asked? Oh, right. Angie kind of banged up her car. I brought it in for her. That's nice of you. I don't know a thing about cars, so I don't know how much help I'll be. Good thing I'm here. She closes the hood of the car. I'll make sure Uncle Hyson doesn't rip you off. He would do that? I'm kidding. Mostly. But I'd be glad to work on Angie's car for her. Again? This is not the first time she's wrecked her car. She's done it thrice already. I keep telling her to take better care of it, but she just winks at me and tells me that there's all more reason to see me on the weekend. That sparks jealousy inside of you. You grit your teeth down on the unpleasant feeling. You don't want to feel jealous of Angie. She's like that with everyone. You exhale softly and try to ignore your unwelcome reaction to that information. I see. When Hyson brings the car in, I'll have a look. You're free to stay and watch me work. You can learn about the cars that way. Stay? Sure. I mean, otherwise I have to walk. This is gonna be fun. Are you gonna put on a show like with the stars? You'd like that, I bet. But no, car work is delicate. You'll have to entertain yourself, I'm afraid. I'm sure I can find something. You don't tell Cassandra that you'll most likely be looking at her as she works, admiring her prowess with fixing cars and such. Will this take long? Depends on the damage. I'll speak with my uncle. Make yourself comfortable in the meantime. She leaves you, and you sit on the nearby stool, waiting patiently for her return. Depending on how today goes, you will either be thanking or cursing Daniela and Angie. With Angie's car situated in the repair shop, you sit and watch Cassandra work. She's very focused with her job and very precise. You can't help but admire the way she's so into it. Pre-law, acting, and mechanic work. What couldn't Cassandra do? Well, sleep without nightmares. But that's a whole other thing.
Self-voicing enabled. Well, sleep without nightmares, but that was a whole other thing. Cassandra, feel free to ask me any questions while I work. What do you want to ask her? What made you want to do this kind of work specifically? What are you doing with the car? What do you want to ask her? Self-voicing disabled.
I didn't know that it did that. What do you want to ask her? What made you want to do this kind of work specifically, or what are you doing with the car? I mean, this is more accurate to me because I'm really awkward. So what you doing? So what makes you want to work on cars? I like avoiding sleep and needed something to do on the weekends. My uncle needed an extra hand at the shop to keep things organized and running. Plus, I get to support my family this way. They're very important to me. Even if my mother likes to pretend Heisenberg doesn't exist. Why does she pretend he doesn't exist? It's an old family feud that I fear will take days to explain. For the sake of brevity, it's because he's a stinky man. Alright. The reason sounds trivial to you, but you won't dig deeper into it if Cassandra doesn't feel like explaining it all to you. What are you doing with the car now? Undenting what parts of the front bumper still exist. Better than that time she came into the shop with only the interior, the steering wheel, and the 4 tires attached. She lost the entire outside of the car? How? Cassandra shrugs. She says she doesn't remember. She didn't even notice it was missing until I told her. Each day you're learning more and more about how your roommate is an utter menace to herself. Do you like me? Yeah, right. As if you could actually ask this question. It doesn't make it past your throat. You swallow it down and sit in silence for a bit. What now with the car? Cassandra chuckles. If car talk bores you, we don't have to talk about it. I just want to spend more time with you. Where's the music? What happened? Actually, I just remembered I have to run home to get something that I think would help greatly with the play. Do you mind coming with me? That way I can give you a lift back to campus. Sure, I don't mind. Awesome. Let me finish this up and then I can change and we'll get going. You don't want her to change. You find her very appealing in this outfit, but now is not the time or place to say this. You watch her work on the car a bit more. She's a fast worker, but her supply of coffee is starting to dwindle. You figure you can do something nice for her. I'll go get you some coffee. Is there a place nearby? You don't have to. She cuts herself off when she sees her dwindling supply. Actually, that'd be great. Uncle has a place in the back of the coffee machine. You can just make me something from there. You head over to the other room, but you have no idea where it could be. Heisenberg is at the front desk again, fiddling with some metal parts and frowning to himself. When he sees you approach, he puts it all away and offers you a knowing grin. So, you and Cassie, huh? This time you're prepared for the insinuations about your relationship. Just friends. I'm just helping her out with the play. He grins, but mercifully does not press further. Do you need something? Cassandra needs some coffee. Do you have a coffee maker? He points you in the right direction, and you let yourself into a small room. It looks like it could use a good scrub everywhere. And is that a roach skittering by? Ugh. You shudder and try not to think about it. Cassandra needs her coffee, and you will be the gallant knight to deliver it. The room has a sink, a table, and several counters. One has the coffee maker on top of it. You fiddle around with it. My nose is like all stuffy, and so it's making me talk weird. You fiddle around with it and figure out how to use this ancient machine. As it roars to life, sounding like a lawnmower, you check your phone for any updates. Angie has texted you. Judging by the several misspelled words, she is well on her way to winning that drinking game. How's it going, loser? Go home, you're drunk. Tell me the deets. Tell her the deets. You don't tell her. We're just hanging out while she fixes cars. Boring. Put moves on. Okay. The coffee finishes brewing and looks like sludge in a cup. Grimacing, you take it back to Cassandra with an apology on your lips. Sorry, this is the only coffee there. Cassandra takes it from you and takes a hearty sip of the scalding sludge-like drink. Don't worry about it. Uncle's coffee actually tastes really good. He won't tell me what the secret to his coffee looking bad but tasting good is, but maybe one day I'll weasel it out of him. You truly doubt it can taste good when it smells like car parts, but whatever Cassandra says. Her uncle had called her Cassie. Could you also call her that? You suddenly feel shy at the thought of using it. Maybe best to hold off then. It's such a cute shortening of her name. However, Cassandra finishes all her work in the next 2 hours. True to her word, she goes into the back, changes into her regular clothes, and cleans up a bit at the sink before reappearing. Uncle will drop off Angie's car for her. We're gonna go to my house and pick up what I need. What are you getting? References for my play. My mother has a lot of stuff saved from the theaters she runs or given to her as gifts by famous people. It's just lying around most of the time. I'm sure she won't be bothered by a few items seeing better use. There's the music. You pile into her car. It's a Tesla. Pretty expensive for a college student to have. Just how much money does her family have? I used to like Teslas. I kind of wanted one because for being like a higher end car, they're not like that expensive, but I kind of got over it because it doesn't feel luxury when you're in them. That is a question that is quickly answered when you take the half-hour drive to her house and find out it's not a house, but a mansion. Your jaw drops open as you take the side in. She has a gate that opens up by itself to let the car in. She then drives the car up a paved road, around a giant fountain in the middle that has a naked sculpture of a woman spouting water from her eyes in a depiction of grief. The mansion is 3 stories tall and several yards wide, made of gray brick with arched roofs. It has a very dark academia vibe to it, and you love it. You step out of the car and are greeted by a butler who offers to make some tea and biscuits for you two. You can't answer him, in too much shock. You turn to Cassandra. Why even bother going to school if you're so rich? I like working hard. Where's the fun in having everything handed to you on a silver platter? Besides, Mother would never let us loaf around. True, we didn't have to earn our house or cars, but I have to earn my grades and my spots in shows. I will also have to pay off my own college debt. She sounds strict. Cassandra shrugs. She came from a rough childhood. She wants to make sure we appreciate what we have and don't take it for granted. Do you want a tour of the mansion? Exclusive and special one-time offer. Sure. She holds out her arm to you and you take it. Clearing her throat, she tells the butler yes to tea and biscuits, as you'll be spending some time here. Then she throws on a fake fancy accent and takes you into her mansion. Part 3. Which part of the mansion would you like to check out first? I guess the first floor. First floor it is. The inside of the mansion reminds you of an old university due to the high ceilings and arched columns. The scent of old paper and lit candles fill the air. It's cool inside as a shiver runs down your back. Despite how cramped all the rooms are with heavy furniture and decorations, you can't help but feel this place is so empty. You cannot imagine a young Cassandra living here, surrounded by all this splendor and chasing her siblings down the halls. It seems too stuffy for young children to grow up here. She takes you into the more interesting rooms, showing you the study, the grand dance hall, which has not been seen dances for quite some time, the kitchens, the dining room, and the piano room. Cassandra plops down here and cracks her knuckles, smiling at you. She plays piano. I want to play the piano. I didn't know you could play piano. Part of my many talents. She winks. What kind of theater actress would I be if I couldn't play piano or sing a little? How did you learn? Mother. She taught all of us. Daniela didn't really care for the fine arts. Bella was more interested in arguing with my mother, and I was the only one with an interest. A favored middle child. Certainly a rarity. Cassandra gives a wide smile. Who wouldn't love me? Just look at me. She gestures to her body and you look for far too long. When you have pulled yourself together, you notice that she has noticed your stare. Her cheeks are red, but she can't tell why. Instead of saying anything about it, she turns her head back to the piano, plucking a few notes. She plays piano again. It's the same tune. Would you like to see the second floor? Go to the second floor? Sure. Second floor it is. She takes you up to the second floor. The floors are covered in plush carpet and the walls wit in a rich, dark purple that reminds you of a bruise. It's darker up here, but Cassandra navigates her way with ease. Expensive-looking portraits hang from the walls as she narrates the meaning behind each one. She takes you to the study, to the library, and then to her bedroom. She pushes the door open and you walk into her big room. It's the size of her entire apartment on campus. This room looks less lived in, despite the fact that she has lived here for most of her life. The bed is made neatly and there are posters on the walls, but it all feels so empty. She notices your look and lack of words. I haven't actually been here in years. You don't sleep in your own room? This wasn't our childhood home. We never had one. Mother traveled around a lot when we were younger. Sometimes she would take us with her. Bella hated it. So once she turned 14, she got a job and moved out to live with Donna. Donna's a close family friend. Has been friends with our mothers for years. Daniela followed in Bella's shoes and left when she turned 14 to work and stay with Donna too. But I love traveling. Seeing all the sights with my mother and getting to live in her world was amazing to me. It also made me tired enough to be able to sleep. This mansion is the one my mother bought when she decided to take a hiatus from work. Work? I thought her mother was working as a professor. How could a professor even afford all of this? Something isn't adding up. Isn't your mother a professor on campus? For now. What does that even mean? Cassandra leaves you with the butler in a small side room, where he serves you freshly brewed tea and warm biscuits. You eat and drink your fill, enjoying the taste of them. She's taking a long time, and you're all alone. What do? We go exploring. You decide to go exploring. There are still so many rooms you haven't seen yet, so many details about Cassandra's life you didn't know. Maybe you can learn more. You find yourself wandering close to the sole staircase that leads to the 3rd floor. Do you dare to go up? Sure, we're just wandering. You go up the stairs as quietly as you can. When you get to the 3rd floor landing, you see a portrait there. It's of a blonde woman dressed in all black, the word mother written onto the gilded frame. Why does she look familiar? Take a picture? You decide to leave the portrait of the lady alone. Some things are not worth worrying over. You continue exploring up the stairs, mindful of the fact that you shouldn't spend too much time up here. 3rd floor seems the same as the other floors. You hear footsteps. Someone is approaching. What do? Run downstairs. Stay put, maybe the footsteps are from the floor below, or hide in a nearby room. I'm starting to go cross-eyed because it's late, and I have been recording for an hour. We're gonna run downstairs. You run back downstairs and make it there without getting caught. Cassandra finds you there a few moments later and wonders why you seem to be so strangely out of breath. Where did you go? Bathroom! That tea went right through me. Nowhere really. Cassandra squints at you. Okay. I got the stuff. Let's go. You two head back to her car where she's filled the trunk with her supplies. By the time you arrive at campus, dusk has fallen. She drops you off and bids you a goodbye before driving off. You head back to your dorm, where you find Angie sleeping off her weekend fun and Daniela doing some work on her bed, headphones on. When she sees you come in, she pulls them off and flashes you a smile. How did it go? It went well. We visited your mansion. Nice. Remind me to throw a rager there one day. You roll your eyes affectionately at her. Act 3, Mean Girls, the play. This one's going to be 3 parts. I'm so sorry, but it is now exactly 3 a.m. for me, and I need to go to bed, so I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye.